All right, guys, let's get started. Week 2 of our Business Basics or Coach Academy. Now, my name's Jared, Executive President's team of Herbalife International. And we're going to go through everything week 2 of our program. And a lot of today is designed around how to actually run a business. You know, a lot of people, they get involved with Herbalife. And I don't know what they expect, but they expect to make money without much work. And like any business, if you just open up a hairdresser and you're just relying on people just to walk in the door, I don't know how long you'll be open. So it's the same with Herbalife. A lot of us don't have an actual shop front apart from our shop front, right? So that's why user talk's so important. But we're going to go through the things you can see on your screen here. Map checklist, marketing plan, launch parties, 90-day plans, and keep engages as well. So let's rip into it. So here's our map list. If you are unfamiliar with the map list, can you please get onto your mentor or sponsor as well, because you should have a copy of this and you should have gone through this in depth with your sponsor, because this is designed to set you up for success. So highly suggest you get your mitts on that and have a look. We've got heaps at Aubrey Lifestyle Center, and it's also on Herbo Family, so you can just print it off. But this is the marketing plan. It's important we understand or have a good understanding of the marketing plan. Number one, what's the most important thing we have to understand, I guess, from your perspective, is how do we get to the next stage? How do we get to the next pin? And then what I find is if we understand how we actually got to the pin we're at, if we can show 2 to 4 people how to get to where we're at right now on the marketing plan, we'll actually take the next step. So you don't really need to know how to go president's team, to be honest. All you need to do is know how to go either senior consultant, success builder, qualified producer. If you show 2 to 4 people how to go success builder or qualified producer, you're going to go supervisor in no time. If you show, if you're a supervisor and you show 2 to 4 people how to go supervisor, you're going to go world team just like that. If you're active world team and show 2 to 4 people how to go world team, you're going to go get team, just like that. So it's one of those things that if we just understand where we're at, we will be able to progress. But you do need to understand the marketing plan, guys, because because it's all numbers and percentages and stuff like that. Sometimes it's hard to catch. If you have any questions, just let me know and I can answer them for you. But the real major ones for a lot of the people on Coach Academy's call is, how to go supervisor. Why do you want to go supervisor? Because the 50% retail, 25% wholesale, and 5% royalties never actually gets any better than that. The royalty component isn't on this one unless I'm missing it. It never gets better than that. Only thing that gets better is the bonuses, right? So it's important that we understand that and we can move through. Whether you start at the real beauty of the Herbalife marketing plan is it levels the playing field completely. Doesn't matter when you start, if you're completely broke, completely loaded and rich, or you're male, female, doesn't matter what country you're from, what religion. None of that matters in the Herbalife perspective. The marketing plan's your honesty test. And, your work always gets reflected in the marketing plan. Maybe not straight away, but definitely down the track. So that's the marketing plan. Make sure we have a group on it. And ideally, we should be able to teach the supervisor level back to our, during the map list phase, back to our sponsor, which is basically 4,000 volume points within 12 months. So I done it in a day, but and I just bought it. But things are a little bit different now, and a lot of people just accumulate it, get a handful of clients, go through the MAP program. If you go through MAP, which is 500 personally purchased volume points, and maybe a program for you and 4 friends, or maybe a really solid program for you and 2 friends, and you show just one person how to do that as well, and they get the Cater hat and the singlet and then the branded blender, what will happen for you is you'll actually do 75% of that qualification within 3 months. So it's not a hard thing to do. You don't have to wait 12 months. My suggestion for you guys is to get it done ASAP, because the 50%, 25% wholesale, 5% royalties, you make more money, guys. We join a business, and there's all the amazing things that come with it, right? We get to help people, get the amazing community, the personal development, all the trainings, and all the other stuff that comes with Herbalife as well. But all businesses need to make money. It's just one of those things, Unfortunately, the bills don't pay themselves, right? So we need that, and Supervisor just enhances the work you're doing. You're getting the most bang for your buck. Yeah, so make it your goal to get there as soon as possible. And one of your first major steps, and of course everything we're about to say, guys, is optional. You don't have to do any of this. But here's really, if you're not a supervisor yet, your steps in between becoming a new member, first signing up, getting that discount, whether it be to eat the product cheap or build business and make some money straight away, whatever it is. Within that, can everyone else hear me okay? Just got told I have no sound, which will make me cry, because I'm 8 minutes in. I can hear you now, but you did drop out. Okay, well, there we go. So hopefully that's on your end, Maddie, not mine, and everyone else can hear. So before supervisor, there's 3 main steps. One, senior consultant. So you can go senior consultant with downline volume as well, so you can share it and both get 35%. But to do the MAP program, you do need to do that through your AD, meaning your clients and the product that you're putting in your mouth, orders that you do essentially. But commercially, guys, what makes the most sense, and this is if you can do it, is if you do 42% success builder order, what they'll allow you to do is retail at 42%. So before your supervisor, there is no cheaper way to eat the product, and there's also no cheaper way to retail the product. You also get wholesale off that as well, and essentially it's kind of like a buying privilege, guys. So it's like 6 ultimate packs all at once, and they'll give you, instead of 25% off, like accumulating, you can get 42% off. It's kind of like a buy in bulk and save some money type of deal. But from a business perspective, it makes sense to get the most bang for your buck again. So the 42%, like I said, commercially makes the most sense. If you feel like you're going to eat the product anyway, that was my logic when I went supervisor straight away. I thought, worst case, I'm going to eat it. So for 6 ultimate packs, I thought, well, I'm going to be on the product 6 months anyway. Worst case scenario I'm going through in my head. I'm just going to get it because I can eat it cheaper. Long spend a bit more, eat it cheaper on the other side, but also make more money when I retail it. And the first thing, like we suggest you do, you do that twice and show someone how to do it once, and you'll be qualified producer. And then that 42% is permanent. But essentially, guys, if you're doing success builder orders anyway, it's going to be pretty much permanent anyway if you're just doing that every time you chuck an order in, right? Because that 42 sticks after you've done it for the rest of that month. So what we suggest you do, and what we will be doing at Albury Lifestyle Centre towards the end of the month at some point, we just got to lock in a date, is some type of mega launch out of the club, or you could do a business launch at your house, or you could do whatever, like some type of launch or shake party or skin party or whatever it is. Invite a whole bunch of friends over, sample the products, we'll tell some testimonials, we'll have you back as a group, and then all of a sudden, you've got none of that 42% left, and you've made a fistful of money. It costs like $1,600, and you make about 2.5, so you make 1,000 straight off the bat. Which is amazing, and it just gets you the supervisor quicker. But if you can't do that, guys, that's cool as well. You just accumulate the product at 25%. When you tick over 500 in a month, you'll be at 35%, and then we'll build it that way. It's no sweat, because at the end of the day, guys, the end goal is to go supervisor as quickly as you can, and that's a person by person basis, right? So, so keep that in mind. And here we go. We just had a chat about some launch parties, but you can see some photos here as well. Not sure who that is. Must be one of Meg's mates. She put the slides together. But, you know, we have all the products on display. Some of you guys have been to a business launch before. There's, you know, there's music happening. There can be some drinks. You just make it you. It's your business launch. You invite your friends over. We sample the products, show them some testimonials, tell them all about it. Your upline will have your back. No sweat. And then what we like to do is set up our Go Herbalife accounts, which is your free website if you didn't know you had that. And people can just order on the night. It's easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And yeah, but there is, if you want to check out more on that, guys, there is a how to do a shake party video by Ellen Blackmore on YouTube. So just type that in, how to do a shake party, Ellen Blackmore. And she's got a 3-video series that kind of explains how to do it, but how to do it really well to get success on the night, which is what we want. We want money in your pocket, right? And the most money possible. But, you know, if you've got some stock on hand there, you'll get rid of it just like that. What I find is if I don't have stock on hand, sometimes it can be a little bit hard to get people, you know, they cool off over a couple of days. But I'm telling you guys, if you have some stuff there, it'll move just like that. And the other thing to note as well, guys, you'll at these parties, you'll sell what you're on. I've seen it a million times. So if you're just on the tea, I'd be stocking up on that tea because you're going to be selling a lot of tea and making, you know, 20, 25 bucks a pop. But if you're on an ultimate pack, stock up on those ultimate packs because you'll be selling them like hotcakes, and you'll be making more like 150, 200 a pop, just depending on where you're at and what you got them for. So, you know, I know what I'd prefer to be doing. And here's, so let's change gears a little bit away from the marketing plan, guys. And here's 90-day plans. And the way we do it this way, because they're super simple, we don't need sophisticated plans. We want to keep things really simple because, you know, there's massive power in simplicity in Herbalife, which is cool. And the thing we've got to understand, guys, is we don't have a boss in Herbalife. You've got a mentor, you've got a whole bunch of cheerleaders in our community, but you don't actually have a boss. You're not going to have someone ringing you up, where are you, if you don't show up to things and you call in sick type of thing, right? So you need to make a plan because, you know, if you intend to build a business, like building a house, houses have plans, businesses have plans. It's a business plan. So, and then you can show people what you did for your numbers if it's working, and duplicate that process amongst your team, and then multiply your business, right? So what we tend to do, and I'd highly suggest you sit down with your sponsor and keep trying DMOs, because you might be doing a DMO that you think's okay, but you don't love it. And then you do something, you know, you do like, let's say you're doing shake parties and you don't quite love it. It's okay. Like it's definitely not the worst thing you've ever done, but it's not great. And then you jump into something like a fit club and you're like, wow, this is outstanding. This is my thing. I'm going to smash this. You know, that's a part of trying all the different things. It's kind of like trying all the different flavors of shakes so you can talk about them, or all the different flavors of tea so you can say, yep, love that one, nah, don't like that one, or whatever, so you can actually share that testimonial with people. So, but if you're wanting to do a 90-day plan, what I suggest you do is get a pen and paper, write this down, 4 circles and then 4 circles. And what we're going to do is daily activities or weekly activities to invite into certain things that you want to invite into. If you're part-time, I'd suggest that we have one tactic. So it might be Fit Club, for example, that you're inviting into and getting the phone to ring about, or it could be health scans. And then on the other one next to it, I'd have recruiting, because if you're working and you don't want to be, like, the point of Herbalife is to set you financially free, so you don't have to work. You can work for yourself and achieve your dreams and your full potential, of course, as well. You got to do that with a team. You can't do that by yourself. Well, you might be able to if you're a crazy retailer, but I haven't met too many people that don't do it without a big workload. You know, and the whole thing that appealed to me about Herbalife is you can be financially free and build royalties, right? So you can you know, pump the gas and go hard when you want to, but then you can also, you know, put the handbrake on and relax, but the income doesn't stop. And that's what really appealed to me, because I was working really hard and I had done for a few years, you know, just coming out of uni, and I wasn't getting where I wanted to be. I was working hard, but at the end of the day, I had nothing to show for it apart from, a couple $100 in the account or whatever, which definitely wasn't going to get me to my goals. So that's why Herbalife appealed to me. But the reason why we got to that stage is because I had a plan. It was crafted. So here's some DMO examples. So that was the top one. Just to give you guys a rough idea, so you can do posters, so advertise your Fit Club or now recruiting. I think we've got both in Herbal Family you can have a look at. Suggest you show some leadership and design your own. We've got flyers, so you can walk around and give them to people, or you can put them in letterboxes. Just depends on the time you have. This is why we do a plan, right? Because you got to take into time factor, money factor, and all those different things. Walk and talk, which is kind of just walking around, telling people about what we do. Pull tabs, which is, those pull tabby things you see on notice boards. Social media posts, and you'll notice, guys, a lot of these are very, very cost effective. And personal invites, so that might just be working your memory jogger and talking to some friends and saying, hey, I'm doing this thing, it's awesome, come down, type of thing. And then there's market stalls, roadshows as well. But on top of these guys, there's so many different little things that you can do. And what we suggest you do is just do something that you like. You've got to take in the time factor, of course. If you're doing 80 hours a week like I was when I started, I didn't have time to walk around and do letterboxes, nor could I be bothered, to be honest with you. But I did have time to do personal invites. So every time I bought a coffee, I invited the barista down to check it out. Every time I ran into someone that I knew, and at work, I invited them to come check things out. It was just like hey, come check this thing out. No pressure if you don't type of invite. It wasn't a hard sell or anything like that. And some people came and some people didn't. And 6 years later, they're still working, and I'm not really. I am for myself, but it's a different kettle of fish, really. And then some examples on the tactics, guys. So we've got Fit Clubs, which some of you guys on the call would have seen it, Aubrey Lifestyle Centre. Got loads of online challenges. As a team, I reckon we do 2 to 3 a month now, which is crazy. We've got a big one coming up in July. If you want some details on that, we've got shake parties as well. So just having people around, but then also having a way to you have your shake party and then book other shake parties. I don't know if people on the call have been to Tupperware or other kind of party plan type of deals, but, I'd be using a similar model because they seem to go all right. And you get 4 or 5 clients a night, which is pretty cool. Got health scans as well, which is via appointment. So my 2 faves are health scans and Fit Clubs, or 3 faves are online challenges. And of course, business presentations. That's my jam. So business presentations, obviously, to recruit people into the business. Business events, it might be like an open house, or it might be sending someone a video, or it might be getting people in front of your mentor, or whatever it is. 3-day trial packs is another example as well. And then there's gauges, guys. Like for me, it's really hard to coach people if you can't see what they're doing. Really, really hard, because people can talk, and they'd say they're doing a lot of work, and you say, well, show me your numbers, and you look at it and you say, dude, you spoke to 3 people this week. What type of results do you expect? So if you don't have gauges, and what I suggest you do is you find an accountability partner, someone you can do your plan with, someone that won't buy excuses, because we all have those friends that we go and cry to. Don't choose them. Choose someone that will actually look you in the eye and say, Jared, come on, mate. You said you wanted this. You had a bad day yesterday, but let's bounce back tomorrow and really hit the ground running. It's kind of like in the sport, right? They have a bad first half, but after halftime, they're keen to get right into it. It's the same thing in Herbalife, guys. Sometimes you will have days where you don't do much, and that's life, and that's everything. All those other things, but on those days that you can do really well, you really need to step it up and do it, because you got to remember your why and why we're doing this and how to get it done. And if you keep your gauges, you can say to your team, hey, down the track when you're successful, you can say, hey, this is what I was doing when I was in crazy growth mode. These are the numbers. So I was, for example, you can show them this, and then you can say, and I was actually getting, 32 new leads a day, and I was talking to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, all these different people here down the bottom. And out of those people, I got 2 frontline supervisors and a VIP member and 2 clients. So if you back this up every week, everyone on the call, I'm sure, I've heard of the law of averages. If you do something once, a group of time, and then a law of average, like a ratio starts to appear. Like, for example, if you talk to 10 people about coming to Fit Club, 1 might come, just as an example. So then the ratio. You go, well, I need 10 people in Fit Club this week because I know if I get 10 people in there, I'll get 5 clients and I'll make $700 profit on top of my job. So I need to do those numbers. Yeah, so you can actually work the numbers, but you can't do that without gauges. It's all guesswork. So make sure you're keeping your gauges and you're getting that done. And if you need some accountability partner, I'm more than happy. So yeah, guys, that's gauges. And your homework, we're nearly done, guys. Short and sharp. Okay, to Coach Academies. We want you to book your launch party, or if you're working out of a group community, maybe we can get together. I think everyone on this call's in Albury. It's on it live. If you're watching the recording, you just, you kind of missing the point, I guess. But the 3 guys that are live, we can all get together and do a big joint party. We get 15 people there or 10 people there each. You can have 30 guests. It's going to be the best place in town, So we just do it up at the centre. Cost you nothing. You just need to be organised. What we highly suggest you do as well is get with your sponsor and write up a 90-day plan and create your activity spreadsheet and your gauges and keep working through that map list. Okay? So hopefully you guys on this call have that map list. And yeah, let's do this, guys. Let's get on and let's have a good week. And hopefully we all get to the SDS and we have an amazing day. I'm sure you will. And guys, that's it from me. Have a great night. See ya.